Make bedtimes the best times with Bookosmia's Good Night Stories. For kids, by kids.
The Princess Who Woke the Dragon is written by G Srivani from Karghar. In the great valley of Ashwal, where the wind blew almost all year round, and the mountains loomed like slumbering titans, there lived a dragon named Ahi. Now, slow down if you're imagining a terrifying, fire-breathing tyrant who hoarded gold and roasted villagers for fun. Ahi was a dragon of a different sort. He did have the gold, but mostly because dragons were supposed to. And sure, he could breathe fire, but he found it much more efficient for lighting his cave on cold mornings than incinerating nights. His scales, once a burnished black, had dulled to the color of storm clouds, and his left wing bore a ragged tear, an old injury from a disagreement with another dragon who had extreme opinions about roasted sheep. He had said medium rare. The other had insisted on well done. Fangs were bared. Claws were flung. The hillside was mildly singed. All in all, Ahi preferred peace. A nap on a sun-warmed boulder, a leisurely debate about the superior breed of goat, or the occasional lazy dream about endless cattle fields. Life was, in a word, comfortable. Until one afternoon. Ahi was in the middle of a particularly excellent dream involving a floating cheese wheel and an audience of applauding cows when he felt a tug at his tail. He snorted smoke and tried to ignore it. The tug came again, sharper this time. Grumbling, he cracked open one glowing eye and nearly blinked in confusion. There, at the mouth of his cavern, stood a human. But not just any human. A young woman in a scuffed traveling cloak, brown hair braided over one shoulder, all the authority of someone who was used to getting things done. "You took forever to wake up," she said. "Seriously, I was starting to think dragons were a myth." Ahi blinked again. "You pulled my tail? You were snoring. I like snoring." "Well, I don't." She crossed her arms. "Look, I'm Princess Nila of Ranipura, and I need your help. Princesses usually bring knights and tearful pleas. You brought attitude," Ahi muttered, dragging himself upright with the speed of an avalanche in rivers. "What sort of help?" "My fiancé's been turned into a toad," she said flatly. "It's a curse. And apparently, dragon's blood is the only way to reverse it." "You want my blood?" he asked slowly. "That's a bit personal, don't you think? You're the closest dragon. The others are either asleep or allergic to humans. How do you even know dragon blood cures curses?" "I read it in grimoire for the slightly desperate," she said, pulling a worn book from her satchel and waving it at him. Chapter 7, subsection 3, on toads and the mighty hemoglobin of beasts. He groaned. "That author owes me an apology, and probably a cut of royalties." Still, he studied her. With a glint in her, I said she wouldn't leave. With a long sigh and a reluctant stretch of his wings, he said, "Fine." They set off the next morning. Neela tried to climb onto his back at first, but later they agreed she would walk, and Ahi would fly overhead. The journey wound through meadows and over ravines, past ancient stones that whispered old songs to the wind. Ahi offered advice from above, but none was helpful. "That squirrel is looking at you funny. Better run." Eventually, they met Sir Gadin, a knight in shining armor with no common sense. "Stand back, princess," he shouted dramatically. "I shall slay the beast and return you to your castle." "Put that down before you hurt yourself," Neela sighed. Sir Gadin faltered, looking from the unimpressed princess to the dragon now. I was sent to rescue you." "Well, the mission failed. Go home." He muttered something about ungrateful royalty and trotted off, his armor clanking like a kitchen cupboard in an earthquake. Their destination was the cursed kingdom of Avisi, a land where the sky was always grey, and the grass looked like it had given up trying to be green. He was everything you'd expect from someone who specialized in dark magic. Well, he said, stepping onto his balcony. "The princess and the pet. Give me my fiancé," Neela said, "and we won't hurt you." The sorcerer grinned. I like your spirit. With a clap, a group of black-cloaked assassins stepped from the gloom. Ahi bared his teeth. Fire time? Wait, Neela said, tying back her hair. I've got this. What followed would have left most bards speechless, and possibly unemployed. Neela moved like wind through wheat, dodging blades and disarming opponents with terrifying ease. Ahi watched with something between admiration and horror. Within minutes, the assassins were down, groaning in various stages of regret. The sorcerer turned pale. What are you? I told you, Neela said, cracking her knuckles. I'm a princess. They found the toad, formerly Prince Dave, in a golden birdcage. He croaked moodily, and Ahi, with more gentleness than expected, picked it up with a claw. This your fiancé? He asked. Neela looked at the toad. Unfortunately, that night, with the mountains at their backs and the fire crackling nearby, Neela held the vial of Ahi's blood up to the moonlight, thinking about how she'd use it to cure her fiancé when she reached home. Do you ever wonder if you're wasting your life? What do you dream about? She asked, watching the flames dance. I dream about livestock, Ahi said. I meant something deeper. Oh, he looked at the stars, then at her. Sometimes. But it's easier not to. She stood and stretched. Come to Ranipura. You'd like it. We've got a lot of mountains and a lot of livestock. I'm a dragon, he said, amused. We don't do settling down. You don't have to. Just drop by. Terrify a few nobles. Shake things up. Ahi gave a smoky snort. I'll think about it. As the princess walked off, the toad prince tucked under her arm like a very royal potato. Ahi lay back on the grass and looked up at the sky. The stars, as always, twinkled like a million coins tossed across the heavens. Maybe he would follow. Thank you,